Jump between the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Yellow waiting. Bring it. Hey, kill. Check. Ready, check.
Now Breeze on the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. And Thomas has it. A very solid gain of 27.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
On second down now, it's Sanders. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally down at the 9-yard line. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 9. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Now Sanders. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal.
Opposite. Sammy.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with third down upcoming. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Get set. 19. 6 right there, right there. Get it down. Hey, 24.
On first down, Dobbins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those...
And this is caught at the 20, and he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Penny will try to punch it in. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Go. Go. Undercrush. Hey, kill. Crunch. Shift.
On first and 10, it's Sanders. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Yellow waiting. 54 miles. Hey, that QB's trash. That's over. Kill.
On the counter now, it's Sanders. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Don't get nervous.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down.
A 2-yard gain. It's fourth down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. These two teams all tied after one. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Check out, watch the edge. Easy, opposite.
They'll try and run for it. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Here we go. Mike 56, Mike.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Got a man open. It's Ross. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Rashad Penny. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
65.
They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Watson now to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd and short.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
That factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
It's 3rd and 7.
Ready, yellow lady. In your face. Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. Rush in. Rush in.
On the draw, here's Sanders. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go, You kill. Give me some.
On 1st down, Sanders. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. 11.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards, good for a Saints first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
That's it. Big hit.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Out of the gun, Watson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where is he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Ready. 5-9. Hey, kill. Mike 19.
Breeze to throw on 3rd and 1. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
He's checking.
The final shot before the break. Watson. And an alley to run. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now, we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here we go.
To the 40 and no further, so the razzle-dazzle didn't get him much. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
Check.
On third down, they turn to Sanders. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson. Well, there was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Watson steps away to his left, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Fielded at the 33. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. It's Sanders. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Easy, opposite. Bang, 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 bang.
Now Breeze. He's got his man Sharp complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Mike 19,
From the gun, it's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Hey, Zoo.
Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. That's complete to Sharp. And I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming.
The 39-yard line.
Hey, 31.
From the 39, Watson. Open man is Ross, complete. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
This complete to Lockett. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And they had him bottled up, but here's a late flag, and a face mask is going to get a much better starting position. Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down. Shotgun now for Breeze. Throw left side complete to Sharp. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Kill.
Breeze a quick throw out to Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans! Michael Thomas, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Saints are back out in front.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with this 4-point fourth-quarter lead. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Now Watson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 36. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
On 1st down, it's Sanders. Fast footwork by Sanders. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Over. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there.
Ready? Yo, we're waiting.
Here we go. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Kill.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw? He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. After the sack on 1st down, Watson, and the pressure gets to him again. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Here's Watson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Breeze is looking to throw. And Sanders has got it complete. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a play fake. Breeze. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Watch the twist. Watch the 5-9. Under T. Easy, opposite. Back. Chopper. Jim. Check three. Check 37.
On 3rd down, Sanders, able to avoid him. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 10 yards, good for the Saints, 1st down. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the 4th quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme.
Go.
I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for New Orleans, that's now 5 wins on the campaign as they get the job done here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4 and 6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.